Hello, hello, Nat Geo Wild. Great to have you on the back of the vehicle with us for this Facebook Live broadcast. As you can see, we're right next to a young male leopard. My name is Brent Smith. I have my good friend VM Drawnbunk on camera. And listen, isn't this amazing? We are about 20 feet from a wild African leopard, and we're in an 8.5 million acre unfenced area. And these animals are able to live free. So let's have a look. He's actually doing something quite interesting at the moment. He's caught a tortoise or a turtle, depending on where you are in the world, what you call them. So if you have a look a little bit to the right of him, but what's happened, there it is. And it stopped moving, so he's lost interest in it. Now, if you want to ask any questions, just post on the feed below. Also, when you ask a question, please remember to tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. This is 100% live from the middle of the African bush. We're in South Africa in the greater Kruger National Park. Look, the tortoise is moving. It's trying to escape, and the tortoise is quite safe. It's got quite a big armor over it. Hello, Hayesh. Hayesh would like to know why the leopard doesn't want to attack me. Well, Hayesh, he's a very young leopard, and leopards in this part of Africa don't really attack people, but mostly because I'm in a game drive vehicle. A game drive vehicle has only been around for 100 years or so the animals do not have an instinctive response to it. However, if I was to stand up and show that I was a human being, it would see that the bipedal or upright figure of man, who is the dominant daytime predator, happens to be very close by, and that would cause them either to run away or become aggressive with us, neither of which we want, of course. We want to watch this animal go about its life as it would if we weren't even here. Fortunately, the leopards in this area have been viewed by safari vehicles for the majority of their life, so we are able to get quite close to them and spend an incredible amount of time with them. As I said, this is a young male. He is about just under 14 months old. His mom has left him in this area while she's gone off to try secure dinner. So we've got a truly international audience. We've got people in America watching, Mauritius, India, Australia, and I'm sure quite a lot of other places. So great to have you all on board for what is our evening or afternoon safari. So it obviously depends where you are in the world, but it's just after 4 p.m. in the afternoon here in South Africa. Now, I think I'm going to try squeeze that one little termite mound's just in the way. Oh, he's going to have a snooze next to his tortoise friend. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Look at those eyes. They are truly, truly one of the most gorgeous creatures in the world. Oh, he's trying to attack the flies that are biting him. Now you can see that little white fluffy tip to his tail, and that is a following mechanism. So other leopards can follow, or he can follow his mom. Normally it's for the mother and the cubs. Carrie would like to know, how long do leopards stay with their mothers? Now, it all depends on the particular individual, but normally young male leopards don't like to leave their moms. They stay a lot longer than young females. Females will normally become independent from their mothers at about 1.5 years, whereas young males take a little bit longer, between 2 and 2.5 years normally, before they leave their mom. There you see the spider hunting wasp. Oh, he flew off. Darn it. Well, he might come back. Oh, he's going to come back towards me. Oh, he's disappeared, unfortunately. I'll see if he lands again. But there's a massive wasp here called a spider hunting wasp. Oh, there he goes. He's coming around us. And they actually attack spiders and will fly the spiders back to a hole that they've dug. There we go. Ooh, is he going to land? No. It's giving us a hard time here. And then they can catch up to 20 or 30 spiders, and each of those spiders, they'll lay a single egg inside. So the spider's not actually dead. It's paralyzed. So what happens is then, after she's laid and buried up the hole, the baby wasps will hatch and they'll eat that spider alive. So it's the spider hunting wasp's way of making sure her babies have a good start in life. Oh, well, talking of someone who's had a good start in life is a young Vutomi, which is his name. This leopard's name is Vutomi, and that is in the Xitsonga language, which is the local language here, and it means life. Now, he used to have a sister, but she is no longer with us. Unfortunately, in this particular area of the Sabi Sands, leopard cub mortality is about 70%. So only 3 in 10 cubs that are born will actually survive, and everyone always jumps to the assumption that it's lions and hyenas that'll kill the cubs, but most of those little cubs will be killed by other male leopards. Nomadic males or dispersal male leopards kill more leopard cubs than any other animal out here. Now, Tyler is wondering, on average, how big do... Oh, the tortoise is trying to escape. How big do leopards grow? But let's just see what the tortoise does. That particular tortoise is called a Speke's hinged tortoise. Now, if there are any history buffs out there, named after Speke and Burton, of course, who discovered the source of the Nile, he also discovered a tortoise and lent his name to it. But it looks like the little leopard has grown tired of the tortoise games, and of course that hard shell will make it very difficult for him to get through. He doesn't quite have the bite force necessary to pierce that hard carapace. Now, Tyler, sorry, back to your question. How big do leopards grow? Oh, is the tortoise? Tyler, I will get to your question shortly, but let's see what happens with this tortoise. It might find its way underneath that log where he can't get to it anymore. Now, he had the tortoise when we found him, so we don't know how long he could have been playing with this tortoise. He doesn't look too interested in it. And the tortoise has probably found a nice safe spot under that fallen log. Okay, while we wait to see what happens next, Tyler was wondering, how big do leopards grow? Well, a big male leopard, the biggest recorded male leopard in the wild, is 100 kilograms, which is just over about 220 pounds. But on average, they're around 75 to 85 kilograms, so up to about 200 pounds or 180 to 200 pounds, and that's for male leopards. Female leopards, on average in this area, 45 kilograms. 35 to 45 kilograms, so just under 100 pounds normally, female leopards. Now, if you're enjoying this incredible African wildlife, and you are enjoying it live, remember that we do this for 6 hours a day, every day. And if you want to see more of what's happening, and of course I'm not the only one out here, because there's a bushwalk out and another game drive vehicle, and at the moment our other game drive vehicle is looking at lions, and our bushwalk is looking at scorpion exoskeletons. So there's lots of fascinating things out here. Never a dull moment in the African bush. And being live, we can never plan what's going to happen next. So he could jump on a squirrel or a dwarf mongoose, or he could just go back to sleep. And he could hook the tortoise out from under the tree, or he could just go back to sleep. In this heat, it's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius. He's probably just going to go back to sleep. But the thing is, you never know. So we're going to say goodbye to you shortly as we come towards the end of this Facebook Live broadcast. And so from VM and myself and the rest of the Safari Live crew, we hope to see you on WildSafariLive.com. if you want to come see some more leopards, more lions, and all the other creatures. But for the last few seconds, I'm sure you'd rather look at this exquisite cat. Here we go. And on cue, he looks towards us. He's telling you to watch WildSafariLive.com. But for now, I'm going to keep quiet and let you enjoy the leopard.